For 15 grand a month, I think I'd make it work. If you think the captain or the officers are the people that make the most money working on cruise ships, I'm here to tell you that that's not always the case. So before we even start this video, I want you to let me know in the comments who you think makes the most money working on cruise ships. People understandably think that rank equals money. The captain is loaded, officers are making bank, and the crew lower down are simply just getting by. And I think this myth comes from land-based logic, right? On land, more responsibility equals more money. More years of training equals a higher salary. And when you look at people in retail or service work, money isn't the first thing that springs to mind. And I think the fact that if anything happens to the ship, the captain has to stay on board until everyone is off and potentially risk his life, you would think that he'd be making the most. But cruise lines definitely don't do anything to bust this myth. In fact, they do some unspoken things that actually reinforce it, like putting the officers in crisp uniforms while the crew are just in like regular service uniforms, giving the officers visible authority. Of course, they all have a fancy title: chief engineer, cruise director, captain, and placing them on stage during formal nights, whether it is to introduce the leadership team to the passengers or they're just presenting something. Meanwhile, commission-based crew are often invisible. Sales roles are framed as service roles. Money is very rarely talked about openly, so it makes sense why passengers see the officers in their crisp uniforms and just think they're doing well for themselves. And this makes the truth all the more surprising. So on cruise ships, salary does not equal earning potential. Cruise ships is one of the only workspaces I know of that someone with no formal qualifications in a retail or sales role can potentially out-earn someone with decades of experience. Because passengers don't see the commission structures, the bonus threshold, the sales competitions, the itinerary-based earning swings, and how much guests spend impulsively on holiday. So on cruise ships, how much you earn has very little to do with your title, and almost everything to do with how your role is structured. And the biggest divider on cruise ships is not officer versus crew, experience versus inexperience, or even responsibility versus stress. It is salary versus commission. There are essentially two financial worlds on board cruise ships: fixed salary roles, captain, engineers, officers, medical staff, bridge team, and their pay is stable, predictable, and capped. They get paid whether the ship is full or empty, whether passengers spend or don't spend, if it's a sea day or a port day. They're getting paid the same. And then you have commission-based roles. So just to name a few would be jewellery sales, luxury sales, so this could be like designer handbags, casino host, art auctioneer, future voyages advisor, excursions advisor, just to name a few. And that income can fluctuate wildly because of course it depends on passenger spending. But on a full ship, with the right itinerary and a good crowd, these roles can out-earn officers by a lot. And a big reason for this is the holiday mindset. People spend more when they're on holiday. There are literal studies showing this. They drink more, they spend more, they take more financial risks, and commission-based roles are positioned exactly where that spending takes place. Because after all, you're not selling necessities, you're selling emotion. This is why a jewellery specialist on a busy Caribbean cruise, or a top art auctioneer on a sea day heavy cruise, or a casino host with high rolling guests can potentially take home more than senior officers, more than managers, and more than people who have far more responsibility. Now, I do want to preface this by saying that cruise ships are known for salaries that vary widely, whether that be a fixed salary job or a commission-based job. A cruise director on Carnival who has worked for the company for 10 years could be getting paid very differently to a cruise director on Royal Caribbean who's been working for the company for 10 years. And sometimes even within the same company, like a HR director who has been working with Viking Cruises for 10 years will be getting paid more than a HR manager who's been working with Viking for 1 or 2 years, even though they have the same amount of responsibility. So even with those more stable salaried, high-ranking jobs on board, salaries can still be all over the place. And this is exactly the same with commission jobs. Two people in the same position can earn vastly different amounts because of personality, warmth, the ability to persuade, guest demographics, like what kind of cruise line are you working on? Are you on Silversea or are you on Carnival? And sometimes Carnival is better than Silversea for sales. Itinerary, are you in the Caribbean? Are you in Alaska? Are you doing 3-night cruises or are you doing 28-day cruises? Your sales strategy, luck. Like, there are so many variables that can go into whether you make good money or not when working in a commission-based job. So when someone who has worked in a commission-based job says something like, yeah, I did that job and I made no money, it doesn't mean that job can't make money. It means that all of those variables I just mentioned, maybe some of them weren't in their favour, maybe all of them weren't in their favour, maybe they just weren't good at the job, and that's okay. But basically, their earning window was different. But unlike the commission-based jobs on board cruise ships, I found that the high-ranking jobs on board cruise ships, how much you get paid a lot of the time is based on how long you've been doing the job and how long you've been doing the job with that same company, which is fine. That's obviously how most jobs work, whether you're on land or on a cruise ship. But I personally really like that commission-based jobs are based basically on skill. Like, it's all down to you. I feel like you have more control over it. You know, you're not having to wait for someone to give you a promotion so you can earn more money. If you're in a commission-based role, like, you just work harder, you just perfect your craft, you know, and you're in complete control of that. However, unsurprisingly, these high-earning jobs often come with extreme pressure, constant performance monitoring, public sales targets, long hours, emotional labour, and sometimes burnout. So yes, big money is possible, but it's not passive and it is definitely not easy. But obviously, every job on board a cruise ship, I mean every job in the world, but every job on board a cruise ship comes with some amount of pressure. The food and beverage manager who is in charge of making sure 2,000 to 3,000 people are fed and watered every single day, yeah, there's pressure with that job. But the one chef who's trying to make a lasagna for 2,000 people who can't find the right ingredients is also under a lot of stress. The same with the housekeeper. Okay, that one housekeeper might not be in charge of 1,000 crew members, but you best believe she's cleaning cabins. I'm sure there's something that she's going to be stressed about. So my thinking is, well, if you're going to be stressed, then you may as well get paid. So the bit you've all been waiting for, who actually makes the most money on board? As we've just gone through, there is an incredible amount of variables. Cruise line, itinerary, the type of passengers are on board, individual performance. But in terms of commission-based roles, with your jewellery sales and luxury retail, strong earners are going to make between 4,000 to 6,000 a month, while top performers are going to take home 7,000 to 10,000 per month. Our auctioneers, an average performance could be between 5,000 to 8,000, and then top performers are 8,000 to 15,000 a month. However, I do know people who are earning over 15,000 a month doing art auctions, but being an art auctioneer is definitely one of the top performing jobs on board in terms of how much you can earn. But actually, do you think that you could get on stage and sell art? Do you think you could be an art auctioneer? For 15 grand a month, I think I'd make it work. Future cruise sales consultants, again, massively depends on what cruise line you work for, but I would say an average performance is between 6,000 to 8,000 a month. Top performers are going to be between 12,000 to 14,000 a month. And the nice thing is, you don't need 10 years worth of experience. You just need to be reasonably confident, good with people, a good communicator, slightly persuasive, but again, like, especially with the future cruises, there's really not a whole lot of selling involved in that. Like, people are going to come to you because they want to book a future cruise, and your job is to recommend what cruise would be best for them. And of course, there is an element of sales. You know, you want to try and get them to maybe purchase a better cabin, but really, I'd say there's a lot less sales involved in future cruise sales than like jewelry or art, but you can make some absolute bank with future voyages. That's, if I went back, that's the department I would go into. But another good one is being a casino host. And again, as a casino host, you can earn over 10 grand a month. I would say average is, you know, maybe between 6 to 8, but if you're good at your job, you can do really well. Now, senior officers on board, so we're talking the captains, the engineers, the cruise directors, they are doing all right for themselves. Again, depending on the cruise line and how long they've been working with the company and everything, they're going to be earning between 10,000 to 13,000 a month. But this usually comes after years of training, multiple certifications. They themselves have invested a lot of their own money and time into becoming certified for this role. Climbing the ranks, the responsibility for the ship, people's lives, people's safety. So this is earned slowly. It is more stable, and I think ultimately the reward for putting in all of that time and effort is the fact that you are consistently going to earn 10, 13 grand a month if you are one of the top ranking officers on board. Whereas, as a lot of us know with sales, like, it fluctuates. Of course it fluctuates, but I just think it's really cool that if you've got a gift for the gab and you're good with people, like, you can go on a cruise ship and make some serious money. And talking about how your monthly check in a commission-based job can vary month to month, this is why it's great to do it on a cruise ship, because your living costs are basically covered. On land, commission-based work can be stressful because your income fluctuates but your expenses don't. Rent, car, payments, food, bills. On cruise ships, that pressure is massively reduced. Most of your day-to-day costs disappear. The only real expense is Wi-Fi, and to be honest, cruise lines are catching up to that now, and most cruise lines are making that part of crew members' freebie package, because it should be. So while the commission income will vary, the risk is a lot lower when you're working on a cruise ship. You can just focus on selling, saving, and building momentum. So for some people, commission-based roles are the perfect fit. For others, it might be an absolute nightmare. And that's fine. It's not about better or worse. It's just about finding the right fit. Like, a lot of these officers genuinely have a passion for ships and being at sea. I mean, my dad, like, when he left school, all he wanted to do was work at sea. He doesn't work on cruise ships, but he works at sea and he loves it. So therefore, you're willing to put in the 10 years of training because it's what you want to do. However, if you are just looking for a job that is going to make you money, commission-based work on a cruise ship is great. The only thing is, it's really hard to give up when you do decide that it might be time to go back home and live a life on land.
Has working on cruise ships completely altered anybody else's perception of having money? I fear that I'm never going to feel as financially well off as I did on my first couple of professional contracts working on ships.
But if you have done a commission job on board cruise ships, I would love to hear about your experience in the comments, or if you have any questions, you can, of course, message me on Instagram or send me an email. But thank you so much for watching, guys. I really hope you have enjoyed this video. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, and as always, guys, I'll see you in the next video.